I normally reserve wearing this Steve Austin shirt for wrestling related videos, but it's relevant to what I have to say in this final stretch video on Everlasting Survivors Volume 1 all day long. And after the open, I will explain why I'm wearing this King of the Ring anniversary or commemorative shirt about or for Stone Cold Steve Austin and what the relevance of he is to Everlasting Survivors Volume 1. But before I roll the open, I just gotta say, like I do every time, there is a link in the description where you can pick up your copy of Everlasting Survivors Volume 1. This is the new Jeff Hicks C cover in poster form. This is the new E cover by Fabry Ferdinand in poster form. There are limited first printings of cover A by Jeff Hicks and cover B by Nick Crook. Once these sell out, they'll never be printed again. There were only ever 100 of this cover and only 50 of this one ever printed. So, after the open rolls, I'm going to talk about this final stretch of the Everlasting Survivors Volume 1 All Day Long relaunch. So, what is the relevance? What does Steve Austin have to do with the relaunch of Everlasting Survivors Volume 1 All Day Long? Well, often I say here on the channel, I was talking to my friend Ahmed, because I do it on a regular. And he has this go-to mentality, which I'm a big fan of, where he thinks because he has read the story of Everlasting Survivors and, we've talked about where things are going. He has this understanding or belief system, that eventually it's going to blow up and become popular and it's going to be a big deal. And so I myself struggle with um, that much confidence. I'm glad he's got it, and I appreciate it. Everybody who believes in the project, thank you. And everybody who's backed the project, thank you. Can't do it without you. But the funny thing is, I was having a real struggle yesterday to have that same confidence, that belief that oh, it's gonna be okay type of thing, until I started talking to some complete strangers, or relative strangers, I'll say, uh, and we were just talking about pretty much everything the channel's about, superheroes and wrestling and comics and TV, pop culture, all of it. And when talking about wrestling, one of the guys I was talking to said that wrestling hasn't been the same since Steve Austin was on top, and how that we missed the good old days, which it's funny because I don't really subscribe to that rose tinted glasses concept of professional wrestling. I've said here on the channel, obviously, that I think now is the best time to be a wrestling fan, with the capability to go back in the past library, or with as much content as there is out there. If you want to look, you can find it. But it's the sheer concept of uh, somebody's love of Stone Cold Steve Austin, and then also their subsequent lack of knowledge of how long and hard it took for him to get to the top. So I was talking about how my preferred Steve Austin run was before he had the broken neck and two bad knees, and it was in WCW, and they were like, the person was taken aback. They're like, oh, I didn't know Stone Cold was in WCW, I was like, well, he was known as Stunning Steve Austin back then. Long blonde hair, tagged with Flying Brian Pillman, Dangerous Alliance, Stud Stable, all the accolades. And I said how that he still wasn't quite yet Stone Cold, but when Steve Austin got let go from WCW and had a grievance to air, Paulie Dangerously, Paul Heyman called him up and said, Steve, do you want to come to my show? And he said, I can't wrestle. And he's like, yeah, well, you've got a grievance and I've got a place for you to air it. And so it's the idea that even though right now I might have gotten that pink slip in the mail, which not really, obviously, but I might be on a down trajectory because like the relaunch of Everlasting Survivors has been up longer than the first campaign was up and has not gotten to that same level that it got to the first time. So I might be on that downhill slide like Steve was when he got let go from WCW when he got that FedEx from Eazy-E. But the thing is that just because I'm on or at a place I don't want to be doesn't mean that the greater horizon isn't within reach. Because I'm sure that when Steve got let go from WCW, he didn't know he was going to be the biggest star in all of wrestling a short time later in a whole other company, but it happened. And so the idea that somebody can love and enjoy Steve Austin and then not realize how long and hard he worked to become Stone Cold is one of those things that just put a smile on my face, made me think, okay, Ahmed, you're probably right, buddy. That yeah, people aren't gonna know how I got there, but when the time comes and it happens, it'll all be entertaining to think that it was not the overnight success. Like Steve wasn't an overnight success. I don't know if anybody's ever truly the you just snap your fingers and you're on top, or you blink and you missed it. There's always going to be a struggle to get to where you want to be. But the thing is that I have to believe it's worth it. I know that the story is quality. There was a period of time where I worried and wondered, hey, is this any good? Because I was in it so deep, so long. But when I pick it up, I flip it open and I start reading it, and it's like, oh yeah, that's good storytelling right there. Not in an egotistical way, but just it's enjoyable. And so it's, to me, it's no different than I'm looking at this second run as the time in Extreme Championship Wrestling, because the first run, that first launch on Indiegogo, it can very well, to me, be looked at as the time in WCW, that Stunning Steve, that Hollywood Blondes, Dangerous Alliance time, because people don't know about it. People didn't know about it, but now here on the second try, the relaunch, I've been on Vets Talking, and I've been on podcasts I've never been on before. I've got plans to be on shows I've never been on before. I'm networking with people that I had not known before, and I just appreciate everybody who has been there and from the start and is still on this journey. Thank you to all the people who backed the first campaign and then got a hat or a t-shirt or the pair of posters, because you are really helping to keep the dream alive. You're making it very possible. You're making it feel and be real. And so I appreciate everybody. This final stretch, this this time that the campaign's now under 2 weeks left to go. And so I'm going to continually try to get on as many podcasts as I can, as many live streams as I can. I want to get the word out about the book, that way that more people can back it, more people can get it, they can enjoy it, and the more money the campaign raises, the greater chance there is for the story to continue with volume 2 and 3, and go back and tell origin stories and have spin-offs from characters that we meet within the origin stories, because that's how invested I am with this world, is that I have stories ready to go. I just need the money to pay the artist to make them happen. And yeah, so thank you for tuning in to this final stretch of the Indiegogo campaign update. And thank you for subscribing. Thank you for being here. Come back this Monday when Josiah and Brandon come over and we talk Creed 3. Come back this coming Wednesday where I will continue to review Limitless, the TV show, for the Wednesday Rewind. And next Friday will be the continuation of the Alpha Entertainment Worldwide universe, where Josiah books Monday Night Raw and I book SmackDown. We're still in 2002. We're now done with the King of the Ring, but we're not quite yet to SummerSlam, and so it's been a fun time. It's great to have this interaction. It's awesome to have the faith in the from the fans that the project will work out. And even though I don't currently know how I'm going to be able to fund the art in the upcoming stories, I know that it has to happen because the story's too important to me, and the people who love it, I know that they want the story to continue. So yeah, thank you for watching. Thank you for backing. And if you haven't backed, but you're here on the channel, like let's say you like me, or you like Oz here from the channel, Mr. Super Oz, but you're not a fan of comic books, I appreciate you subscribing to the channel. But if you'd really like to help out, here's what I would request for you to do, because it will be the biggest help out there. Share this video, share the channel with your friends, because you never know who in your friend group likes comics and would want to back and support Everlasting Survivors Volume 1 all day long, now on Indiegogo. Link in the description below. Thank you, and see you next week.